I am mailing a copy of my book, A Case of Racial Discrimination and Retaliation, Real or Imagined, to Andrew Cuomo at his address of 120 Broadway, New York, New York. And Andrew Cuomo is the current Attorney General of New York State. And I'm mailing Andrew Cuomo a copy of my book because when I contacted him seeking redress for the fact that one of his, a guy that's currently still employed in his office, who was formerly employed with Elias Spitzer's staff at the Attorney General's office, Mike Russo, filed 7 perjured declarations in federal court. And in his response to me, Andrew Cuomo wrote that he was sorry for my experience, but he couldn't help me because the New York State Attorney General's office represented New York State Department of Correctional Services and Civil Service during the course of my lawsuit. And I think that that's totally, that's unacceptable. How can a agency that has a Civil Rights Bureau itself allow one of their own to file 7 perjured declarations in federal court that resulted in a New York citizen at the time and an American citizen um, denied my rights to a jury trial and get away with that? How can that happen in America? And included in my book is the perjured declarations themselves and also the proof that proved that the declarations were perjured. And the proof in this book was, I also presented it to 2 United States Justice Department attorneys who agreed with me and referred the case to the FBI. No one was ever brought on perjury charges, and the perjury statute of limitations has since expired. But I still deserve justice in this case. In addition to mailing a copy of the book to Andrew Cuomo, I'm also mailing a copy of the book to the current Attorney General of the United States of America, Eric Holder. And I'm mailing Attorney General Holder a copy of the book because on February of 2009, he made a speech where he acknowledged the fact that race, is an issue in America. And as the Attorney General, I'm hoping that he would do all that he can to use this book and even my case as an example that this is a case study on racism. In addition to filing the perjured declarations, the events detailed in my book, including my 3 years of trying to get the New York State Department of Correctional Services to correct the discrimination, are all detailed in the book. I'm also mailing a copy of my book to President Obama. As a constitutional scholar and a professor, I am I'm pleading with him to use my case as a case study to show that we still, as a nation, discrimination still exists. I challenge anyone to read my book, to do an investigation, and see that you don't come to the same conclusion that I filed a case, a discrimination lawsuit on October the 15th, 1997. I was terminated on November 3rd, 1998 for filing that lawsuit. And one of the reasons stated, the non-discriminatory reason the state of New York gave for this terminating me was that I was physically unfit to perform the duties of a correctional officer. In 2000, when I had a hearing on a disability retirement application, since they said I was disabled, that application was denied, and the judge ruled that I was not disabled, and according to, he based his ruling on an examination of me by a state hired doctor who said that I was physically fit to perform the duties of a correctional officer and any other duty, that I didn't need any additional medical treatment, and that I could work as a correctional officer. And I also like you to note that the examination from the doctor occurred May of '97, yet they terminated me November the 3rd, contradicting their own doctor's ruling that I could do the correctional officer job when they gave the explanation to the court that I could not do the job. So at the very least, I'm entitled to disability retirement. I was also entitled to my day in court, and I have done all that I can do seeking justice and peace. And now it's up to Attorney General Cuomo, um, Attorney General Holder, and also our president to please, please give me peace and justice. Because if this happened to me, and I'm sure it is happening to other Americans, that um, attorneys are misusing summary judgment motions to deny Americans their day in court in discrimination cases. So I hope that I challenge anyone to review this case, to read my book, and I'm sure I would believe wholeheartedly that you will come to the same conclusion that not only was I discriminated at work, but I also suffered a serious miscarriage of justice when my case was dismissed and I was denied my right to a jury trial. One other example I would like to cite is that during the Bill Clinton issue with Paula, can't think of her name now, Paula Jones, even though that case was dismissed, President Clinton did the right thing. He made Paula Jones whole. He did give her a monetary judgment so that she could go on with her life. And I'm living on a fixed income, and I just want to be made whole. Thank you very much.